Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here. Got another Master Duel video for you. Coming at you with some Zoodiac Radiant Typhoon. I've updated my list to actually copy the list that got 6th place in the latest WCQ, played by, I believe it was Fumi23 EXW. The name was something like that. But yeah, definitely wanted to try this variant out. I had a lot of fun last time I played Zoodiac Radiant Typhoon, and yeah, wanted to give this list a spin. There's one card difference between my list here and that 6th place list, and that's in the extra deck. I don't own the Ritual Beast Link 4, which is quite good, but I didn't want to craft it just yet necessarily, so I'm playing the budget option of Racefulgur the Desperate Doom Eagle. The Ritual Beast Link 4, I believe, stops your opponent from tributing monsters and also has a Spell Trap Negate built in, whereas Racefulgur is just a Graveyard Disruption. Obviously going to be less powerful, but not so much so that it's going to be like a huge detriment to my end boards, hopefully anyway. So yeah, we're actually going to take this deck for a spin live on Ranked Ladder. We're just going to hop right on into some gameplay here. Got some pretty positive reception from live gameplay last week, so I figured I'd do a little bit more here. And we are going to be going second for this game, so let's see how we do going second. This list doesn't have quite as many hand traps as I tend to like to have in my decks, but I also didn't get, 6th place in the WCQ, so what do I know? Alright, we do have Ash Blossom, and MST could potentially be very helpful going second here as well. I'm going to assume based on accessories alone my opponent's on Branded here, but we'll see what ends up happening. And sure enough, they're going to begin with the normal summon Alibur. I'm going to hide my Ash Blossom here. They're just going to end up adding Branded Fusion. Okay. It's a pretty easy Ash Blossom, if I do say so myself. Let's hope they don't just drop a white Albaz from hand. Okay, no response to the Ash Blossom. And perfect. They set one card and then passed right back over to me. Do I want to MST or Vision first? I'm going to activate Vision first, I think. We'll just discard the extra Swen here. They're going to chain Ash Blossom. That is so unbelievably fine. Might as well use this now. It was super poly. Very glad to see that gone. Okay, I'm going to begin with Special Summon Eldum. And I'm pretty sure we're just going to grab Crocea here, because we've already got Swen to grab a Quick Play spell. Now, if I Special Summon Crocea, I'm locked into Wind for the rest of the turn, so we'll summon her after I do Zoodiac stuff here. And as far as what I want to add from deck to hand, is it just going to be Ascendance? I think it's just Ascendance in this case. Alright, now like I said, we're going to do some Zoodiac plays. We're going to make Invoker with these two. And then we get to activate. Let's detach the Eldum. And we'll pull Rapier out of the deck. And I think we do actually activate... Oh, because... Never mind. This is only when it's normal summoned. I was going to say, we do actually activate to dump Ram, but... I could Broad Bowl and search Ram. Is that actually worth doing here? No, because we're just going to use the... Yeah. Pretty sure we just want to use Rapier's effects. We'll start with Hammer Kong, because it's pretty much the most useless of the Zoodiac cards. I don't need to make a rank 4. This isn't Mitsurugi, so it's not like we have to go into like Tiger Mortar here. But I think that's actually fine to make Tiger Mortar anyway. Alright, let's use the Rapier effect. Summon the third one from deck. Let's pivot into F0 real quick. Make sure we get that monster negate up. You never know if they're toggling off on a nib. I can't imagine Branded being on nib. but you never know. All right, F0. You know what I could do here? I could, because normally you would go Broad Bull and then Dryden. I could go Dryden and then Broad Bull. Also, I shouldn't have used Tiger Mortar just yet. It probably doesn't matter, though. All we really need is just 3,400 more damage on board, which will be... I mean, we're actually about to get that here in 2 seconds right now anyway. Because I'm going to go activate. Special. And F. Oh, what should I get here? Probably just like Phonics or something, or like Varun. Doesn't really matter though, like I said though, because we already have lethal. It's like even if they had a monster effect like Gores or something, we just have the F0 here. Alright, well that was a pretty quick and easy first duel. I mean, Ash Blossom on Branded Fusion was thankfully enough to stop their turn, and we had the MST for their follow-up Super Poly, so can't ask for too much more than that, can we? Okay, yeah, let's just go right on into our next game here, why not? It's also a pretty good demonstration of like what you would want to do on turn 1, even though he went second. If you open like Eldum or Swen. And again, you gotta watch that Crocea locking you into wind. Gotta do all your Zoodiac plays before you summon her. Alright, we're going second again. Got a couple of Ghost Bells. Eldum and Swen with the chant, not bad. It's access to MST on our draw phase again. If it's Elfnote, that could very easily matter a lot here. We could pop the Rhapsidia before it does any real damage. I don't know how useful Ghost Spell is going to be against Elfnote, though. Apparently very, because they're actually beginning with Theo Realize. So that is definitely cool with me. I don't really care necessarily if they bottom, like what they're doing with the top of my deck here, because as you can see, we've already got plenty of plays in hand in here. Absolutely gonna Ghost Spell that, no question. Let's see what else they've got. Probably just gonna special like Lucina here. They're thinking. It's Tinia. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the same thing anyway, still a starter. Okay, yeah, let's see how this pans out. Like I said, we've got Chant to pop the Rhapsidia. I guess Ghost Spell could very easily come up on their turn, right? Yeah, this only summons from deck, not deck or graveyard, so... If this summoned from deck or graveyard, I might have actually just saved the Ghost Spell for something like Welcome Home, but nah. I think as far as like stopping their initial plays goes, and this only summons from deck as well, yeah. I think as far as stopping their initial plays goes, using against the Medius was pretty obviously the right call there. So what's our end board about to look like? It's going to be like Baron, Rhapsidia, possibly Crystal Wing, Fumigates. We might be able to push through that. It's going to really depend on what's on top of our deck, honestly. They chose to put whatever was on there on bottom. And that only lets them look at the top one, right? Yeah, it's not like Cool Tune Q, which looks at 2, and then does one or the other. Just look at the top card and put it on top or bottom. Okay. That's not that bad. Turning the Regina into a 9, sinking for 7 to... Wait, what? To what? Revive the... Elfnote Power Patron with this. I think they're doing it in the wrong order, right? Aren't you supposed to make Baron first and then put Baron in the EMZ? I guess it doesn't super matter, but maybe it does. Okay, reviving Elfnote Power Patron, sure. And then making Baron, I assume. And this is grabbing Fortuna? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't really matter what order I guess you do it in. Except... no, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so they make Baron, they put it here, special Fortuna. Fortuna places Rhapsidia. Then they can go Rhapsidia, send Fortuna, and make Crystal Wing. Or would they want to revive the Tinia to hand rip on my turn? No, you don't want to make Crystal Wing, because you could use Regina to summon Tinia during my draw phase. And hand rip me. I don't think I'm going to be able to play through this. If they hand rip me, it'll be rough. Well, I guess it also kind of depends on what they take. Like, if they take, like, I guess, I don't know. If they take Eldum or Swarm, that doesn't super matter. Well, it does, because they'll have the Baron and another negate up. Yeah, I think we're going to be, like... again, it just super depends on what's on top of our deck, but I think we're going to be, like, one card short of pushing through everything here. I guess we don't have to MST Rhapsidia. We could just Ghost Spell it to stop the negate. Yeah, we'll just do that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to end up having to do here. And then, because I think we're going to end up... I almost might not even chant during the draw phase. If they... it just so depends on what they rip with Tinia and what's on top of my deck. It's so hard to make plans, you know, right now. So they could make Crystal Wing, and then on my draw phase, Regina, send to Fortuna, summon to middle zone, special Tinia from deck, Tinia F, swap in, hand rip. Then they'd have the hand rip plus 1, 2, 3 negates. Bell stops this negate. I guess whether they rip Bell or chant doesn't matter. We can always stop the Rhapsidia. You know, it's funny. A common question is like... or that I've seen online in various places before is like, what do you do during your opponent's turn when they're popping off, you don't have any responses? And there are a lot of meme answers like surrender or watch YouTube, but really this is the correct answer, right? That's a horrible top deck unless they rip it with Tinia. Really, this is the answer, right? You need to be like paying attention to what your opponent's doing, using the knowledge of what you have of their deck to help you play against them. Yeah, Eldum was a pretty abysmal top deck there, unless they actually rip one of these with Tinia. That would be fine. Interesting. So, I really expected them to hand rip first. Let me think for a second. Okay, so I could chant for MST, get that in the graveyard to allow me to start special summoning. Yeah, I should have activated this during draw phase. Really, either way, right? Because even if they chain with Regina and then Tinia, I'd always have a chance to MST first. I also didn't really factor in needing Mystical Space Typhoon in my graveyard to be able to special summon when I was thinking during my plays last turn. See, as much as I was thinking, still missed something. So I gotta lock in. Okay, they're chaining Rhapsidia. But they just negate the ghost spell with one of these, right? So then I normal summon, and they negate the other one, and then I lose, because they negate and destroy it. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way out of this one, unfortunately. It happens sometimes. Maybe we can just get, like, one more dub real quick. We are going first. It's not bad. Not a bad sign. Hand's decent. No reason not to draw phase chant here, I think. Meghala also locks you into wind with her effect, so I think I'm just going to grab Swen here. Do I want to use the other chant for MST? I don't think I need to just yet. I think I'll hold it for a sec. What do I value more, the spell or the monster here? I think I value getting Crocea here more. I'm thinking about Droll and Lockbird here. I guess even if I add Crocea, you know, if I Droll here, it's not like the Crocea is going to get searches. Okay, let's make Invoker before we lock ourselves out of Earth. Probably didn't need to summon the Varun when I did. Yeah, if they have Nib, that's going to be rough. Is that 5 summons? 1, 2, 3. No, that's not 5 summons. Okay. So whatever they're bluffing isn't Nib. I mean, I guess they could have Nib. It's not like it's impossible, but they started getting priority passed over to them on my 4th summon, not my 5th. I hope having this Varun on board doesn't end up messing me up as far as like not having enough monster zones. I don't think it will. No. I might need that later. Let's just do Chakanine. What do you have? What do you have? I just need one more action after this to be able to stop any amount of hand traps they might have to place the Draco Future on top of this F-Zero. It's like, just pass priority to me one more time, please. They know it, too. They're thinking about it. It's Draco Tail Phimena. Ugh, that's pretty bad, honestly. Yeah, okay. Let's see what they fuse. They're thinking about it, which is honestly kind of a good sign. It's not an easy decision on their part. Ooh, Orgola, White Albaz, and Cartesia to make Arthelion. Probably bounce those, right? 1, 2, 3. I could still normal summon Rapier, dump Ram. Ooh, hang on. That might actually matter. There's no way you bounce the Varun here, right? They can set one card with Orgola. They did bounce Varun. That's really good for me. I mean, I don't know. I guess having Invoker on board doesn't really matter that much. And they're adding back their own Phimena, leaving me with these two, huh? Okay, that is fine. Let me see something real quick. Oh, I already used Chakanine. Right. Okay. I could make Broadbull and search first. Is there a reason to do that? Is there a reason not to do that? The reason not to do it would be... What did they set, by the way? It's Rahu. The reason not to do it would be that I would get an extra pop but I don't know how much that's going to matter. I still have my normal summon, so I think I will actually activate Broad Bowl to search here. Do I want Swen or Ram Ram? Does it matter? It could. Wait, if I get Ram Ram and normal summon, I can make the F-Zero anyway, right? Yeah. I could make Drident pop Arthelion and then go into F-Zero. Let's do that. It's like, cool, nice 5 mana into Arthelion. Anyway. So what, you lost out on like 3 cards doing that? Actually, it's about to be more because I'm going to pop this. Okay, let's go Ascendance first. Revive. Now we go Crocea F. Okay, we're already gonna get MST. I could get Meghala here, actually. Like, I could go... Yeah. Oh, I think this is really good, actually, right? Because that'll let me set up Phonics as well. Here, let me think for a sec. Let's go Varun. Now what? I was going to say, what could you possibly have at this point? Yeah, so here's how the rest of that turn plays out, right? We add MST, we activate MST on their face down Rahu, placing Mandate. Then, because they have no spell traps and we have MST in the graveyard, we can special Meghala, we can chant for another MST, then Meghala summons the Phonics from deck, and then we can also use Mandate to draw a card. So that ends us, and then we can make Racefulgur with Varun plus the, the Invoker. So that ends on the Graveyard Disruption, it ends on Phonics, it ends on the Varun in hand, it ends on the F-Zero, we have the Purge, we have 2 MSTs for 2 negates off the Mandate as well. Going into our opponent's 3-card hand definitely sounds more than good enough to me. And obviously, of course, we get rid of the Rahu they searched up there as well. So yeah, I think that was some pretty decent gameplay. That's honestly very indicative of how, average playtesting sessions tend to go. And yeah, even though we had that second game against Elfnote where we didn't get to do a lot, I do still think that game was pretty valuable because... It's really easy when your opponent like pops off and you don't have any hand traps. Well, we had Ghost Spell, but you know what I mean. When they pop off on turn 1, there's not a lot you can do about it. It's really easy to get kind of downtrodden and just, hit the surrender button or just zone out and not pay attention at all. But I do think it is also important to just pay attention to what your opponent's doing and seeing if you have a real ability to play through it. I'm trying to think, now what I should have done is I should have speculated a bit more about what specific top deck I could have had that would have helped me. I'm thinking about like maybe Imperm on like the Baron or the Crystal Wing. Then I could have also used Bell or MST on the Rhapsidia. They would have had 1 negate after that. I would have had 2 cards. They also would have had the Tinia Rip. I think if I had top deck Imperm, I might have had a little bit more of a shot. Especially given that they did not Tinia Rip me during my draw phase. That absolutely would have helped me out for sure. So I do think we had some amount of plays we could have potentially made where we could have come back there. But either way, I think that was some pretty valuable playtesting. Thank you for joining me alongside... Well, I should say thank you for coming alongside me and joining me for this playtesting session. If you want to see more live gameplay like this, definitely let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I'll try to make more of an effort like this to get some more of that out. But I think for now, that's going to go ahead and do it. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Super appreciate that. Let's go ahead now and move on to the outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Thank you so very much for watching all the way to the very end of the video, which by the way is one of the best ways to support the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, take a look at the names on screen. These are folks who have been so generous as to either join as a YouTube member or subscribe over on patreon.com/Hexlex to support. There's also perks for doing so. If you would like to see YouTube videos early, as well as some exclusive videos that get uploaded to YouTube, but for one reason or another I decide not to publish, definitely go ahead and hit that join button to see content early, as well as some exclusive content. If you're looking for more exclusive content, over on patreon.com, I upload exclusive videos that are not posted on YouTube just about every single day. Whether you choose to subscribe over on Patreon, join as a YouTube member, or simply continue to watch, your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much. But for now, this is Hexlex. I am signing out, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.